So the OGs got this debate going on. KRS-One, one of my Mount Rushmore influences, one of the fathers of my flow and style, versus Lord Jamar, another legend in his own right in the game. And both of these brothers are, I consider them, friends and family of some sort. You know what I mean, in the game. Lord Jamar been rocking with Boot Camp Click since day one. And in a manner of speaking, so has KRS-One. I mean, like, Buckshot did a whole album with KRS-One. You know what I mean? Lord Jamar has production on Nocturnal. Right? So the debate is, who created hip hop? I didn't know that was a debate. They're saying that the debate is whether Puerto Ricans and other nationalities or groups of people contributed in the creation of hip hop or not. Did they or did they not? KRS-One is saying that they did. They did. Puerto Ricans participated in the creation of hip hop. And Lord Jamar is saying that they did. Now, let's just get this out the way off the rip, so we ain't got to wonder. I think I wasn't there. And clearly neither were both of them, I think. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's pretty clear neither one of them were there part of the creation of it. But if I'm listening to both sides of the story, I have to go with Lord Jamar. I have to. I'm sorry, Chris. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, not nothing. I mean, if I'm wrong, I mean, educate me. You understand? I'm just saying, well, Jamar raises some very good points when he talks about the DNA of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like you said, we weren't there, so we don't really know. But what does it look like? You know what I mean? It looks like Black American culture. You know what I mean? It looks like Yankee boy culture, as the West Indians would refer to Black Americans that had no Caribbean lineage. That was just the thing. He said that he pointed out some very interesting things. It was like, yeah, like Charlie Chase said in an interview, I believe it was on, I don't want to misquote it. It was floating around. I think it might have been on Drink Champs. I could be wrong. Charlie Chase is a legend in his own right. He said, he kind of sided with Lord Jamar. I don't know. I can't say kinda. I only say kinda because I don't know if the conversation came up in reference to Lord Jamar when he was mentioning it or not. But he's like, yeah, like, nah. He says, nah, we was there, or we were not. What was his exact words? I don't want to misquote him. I can't remember his exact words. But he was basically saying things like you couldn't. I digress. When you look at what hip hop looks like, it looks like Black American culture. If there were Latins, or if there were Puerto Ricans there, right? The Puerto Ricans who contributed, they were Puerto Ricans who moved and acted like American blacks. You can even hear in Pun's, one of Pun's songs, I can't think of the lyrics. I know somebody watching this knows. The lyric where he was saying something about he sounds black like Cole, like Nat King. Can't remember the bar like that, but he, it was like yeah, they were there, but they were participating in black culture and not making the culture with them. You know, like what did he say? He said, Lord Jamar said something along the lines of where, like, he's talking about how back then, you know, it wasn't uniform. It wasn't an across the board thing where Puerto Ricans rocked with us, rocked with black people. Like, we all, you know, if you old enough, you remember a time where you might have had a Puerto Rican friend, but his older brother or his parents and them, they didn't rock with you. You understand what I'm saying? Like you couldn't go upstairs to their crib. Like, real talk. Matter of fact, what up, y'all? Welcome to the nation, Monster Nation, that is. I'm your host, Mr. Monster Man Rocco. I'm the tour guide. I'm the president around here. I'm the landlord, the owner, tenant, the janitor. I'm off the damn floor with you. You know what I mean? You can leave a super thanks. You can leave a cash app, you know, because the best nation is donation. It's trying to be a tax-paying citizen of the Monster Nation. And that's the way to do it. Also, if you would rather hear me rap than to hear me talk, then click the link of the Bandcamp link that's going to be in the description. Anyway, as I was saying, I'll tell you a quick story. When I was a kid, in the 6th grade, my best friend was a Puerto Rican, right? This was my dude. Back in the days, the worst thing you can do, one of the worst forms of betrayal to a kid was to talk about him behind his back. And being that my friend was Puerto Rican and I was black, I heard, you know, it was brought to my attention that he was talking about me behind my back with his family, and it was some kind of it was some racism. It had racial undertones. Like, they was disrespecting the little black boy, right? So that was like a double whammy, right? Because you had the talking about me behind my back, and it was the prejudices, right? This is literally what brought me to the block. Like, before that point, all of my friends were my friends from school. They were not my friends from the block. They were not the kids from the block. My friends were kids at school. And this day, when I got that bad news, I was upset. I was sitting on the block trying to figure out whether I was going to fight my friend or not. And, you know, I was going through whatever I was going through. And my man Ike walked up on me. I knew Ike. He was from my building. You know what I'm saying? I knew him. I just didn't hang out with him. But his older brother and my older brother was homies. They was, you know, something like best friends. And he's like, he walked up on me. He was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Nothing." He was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah." Lying. He was like, "Come to the store." And I went with him to the store, and we was friends from that point on. The next day, he introduced me to the crew. Some of the crew I knew already, because like I said, was from the block already. I just didn't hang with none of these niggas. But this is when I started doing dumb shit. This was the beginning of it all. Like, this was my iteration, my introduction to the double SG, right? And it all was sparked off of this whole, you know, me, like my Puerto Rican friend, like, I used to go to his crib. His crib had all of the fly shit. So, you know, he had all kind of toys, nunchucks. He had a monkey, all kind of shit. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't have none of that. You understand what I'm saying? So it just, like, you know, I used to go to his crib. He couldn't come to my crib. My mom's, like, I couldn't have no company, period. Whether you was black, white, Puerto Rican, or none of that, right? So, you know, they just talk about the little black kid. Anyway, I digress. So that happened. That was the reason that literally led me to the streets. I was a nerd up until that point. You understand what I'm saying? When I was, another story. Sackman, Brownsville. There's a street in Brownsville called Mother Gaston Boulevard. It used to be called Stone Avenue, right? There's a 2-block strip of Stone Avenue that was probably the most dangerous strip of Stone Avenue. That strip is from That's Mother Gas. That's Stone Avenue between Sutter Avenue and Pickens Avenue. My projects are adjacent to those. They just a few blocks over from Sutter Avenue to Pickens Avenue. Cephalo Projects. Do your Googles, right? So that was our Ave. And that Ave, as a kid, was controlled by Puerto Ricans. And it was the scariest thing ever. They had that shit under pressure. They were at least part of the reason. My mom bought me a bike when I was a kid and would not let me ride it. Because niggas would have took it. And possibly the Puerto Ricans, right? They had a whole gang called, now get this, it was called the MLC. MLC stood for the Music Loving Crew. Now they did play music and they break danced and pop locked and stuff like that, but the feds never knew what hit them. Hold on, y'all. What's up, baby? Huh? All right. Feds never knew what hit them. These niggas was the scariest niggas in the world, be like on some real like, and they had members of like, I don't know if they was like a secret chapter of like the Latin Kings or something. I don't want to put that on them if it ain't true, right? But they had members at all ages. I remember their presence as young as myself, being 6 years old, because I had a friend that was down with them. It was, yeah, what was his name? Was Michael. His name was Mike. He was cool, but he was with the shits as a youth. We used to go in stores and steal together. Well, so yeah, I was a nerd, but I used to steal a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point, right? Mike was my friend, so if he was, like, we was cool, but all of them niggas that was older than him, nah, As I got older and teenage and all of that, I only could feel like I felt, I felt like it was alright. Like I felt safe if I seen Mike with them. But if he wasn't there and I seen a bunch of them, I thought I was prepared to get it shaken. Like you had to be, or you needed to get out of there, because you 9 times out of 10 you didn't have the upper hand. You understand what I'm saying? So, that was my reality. It was like, yo, hip hop wasn't always this beautiful marriage between black people and Ricans and Puerto Ricans. That wasn't what it always was. That's just not true. So yeah, like if I can use that as a reference and think, because it's way better now. You understand what I'm saying? It's way better. It's way better now, right? I got wild Puerto Rican homeboys. Like I said, I did back then, even in the midst of all of that, right? But where we would accept them, unfortunately, they wouldn't accept us. And the ones who did accept us were, you know what I'm saying, they not only accepted us, but in order to be part of hip hop, it was like they assimilated to American black culture. That I was able to see that then, and I'm able to see that now in our society, in our hoods and all of that, in our communities. I am. So I can bear witness to those to those facts right there, and it lends itself to the theory of Lord Jamar, where he says, like, if you was West Indian, or you was Puerto Rican and you was part of hip hop, you were acting black, quote unquote. You understand? It's no disrespect to nobody. It's just a lot of people been asking me about what I think on this topic since this topic been a topic. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. Salute to salute to everybody. Salute to Puerto Ricans. Salute to Jamaicans. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, yeah, if if I'm looking at the evidence presented in front of me, I gotta go with what Lord Jamar was saying. So somebody show me something different. And then why does another thing son said? Like, a lot of the Puerto Ricans that I know will tell you that they black. I think a lot of them are black because they look black. Some of them don't look black to me. Like, you understand? You could tell, a lot of times you can see the African descent in, you know, in some Puerto Ricans. You can't see it in all of them. Some of them, it looks like European, you know, they look all the way European, right? But if you consider yourself black or half black or whatever it is, then it shouldn't be a problem if we say blacks created it. And so that shouldn't, you should feel that includes you too. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody though. Salute to my brother Bars Franklin. It's one of my best friends in the world, and he's Puerto Rican. You understand? We've always had those. Like, Supreme the Elohim is Puerto Rican, but he's black as well. His mother's darker than me. But you know, it just is what it is. And you know, if you made it to the end of this video, put up 4 peace signs, because I promise you, I don't want to stir up no hate. No, you understand what I'm saying? It was just, I only come to blog to you about things that I be having conversations about when I'm off camera. So I figure I can have a conversation with y'all. You heard? So with that being said, 4 peace signs if you made it to the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications. And if you're trying to be a tax-paying citizen of the nation, hit the super thanks for the Cash App. Rock on, rock on.